Got to go over the disclaimers, right? If you could type a Y or yes in the question section just to verify that you can in fact see my screen and hear my voice, that would be awesome, just so I know everybody's alive out there. All right, well, I'm going to roll and assume that people can hear me and see me. So thank you for being here. I need to first start out by making sure that everybody understands the risks involved and associated with trading and investing. Please be aware of them, willing to accept them regardless of whatever asset class you may trade in. I'm not a commodity trading advisor. What that means is I'm not here to give you advice. I'm not here to trade for you. I am here to simply teach and show, guide, educate. I'm going to show you some of my favorite trades. Today I'm going to show you I'm going to give you kind of my ideas of what happened yesterday and now what's going to happen going forward because of the interest rate increase. And so very, very fun times in the market. So again, yeah, my name is Tyson Clayton. I haven't had a whole lot of people respond that they can hear me. So again, I want to make sure that everybody can hear me. I want to do a quick sound check, make sure everybody can hear me. Type a Y or yes in the question section. All right, here's what we're going to go over today. I'm going to dive into the markets here in a second. But this is really what we're going to focus on. Our time is going to be focused on how you can utilize strategies within the currency markets. I know we just got done talking about options. Options are awesome. I love options. We're going to talk about currencies. And we're going to talk about currencies for the remainder of this time, and the reason why is because, well, honestly, currencies are one of, if not the greatest asset class to trade in. Real simple, I'm an options and a currencies trader. And if I had to pick one asset class to trade, to actively trade, to generate income, that would be currencies. Now, I love options for a larger portfolio and to grow my portfolio. Absolutely love them. Now, the reason why I would choose currencies is because of the regulations, the restrictions, the freedom to be able to trade in and out as often as I want. I have more freedom. The access to capital is great. But what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about how you can start making money today, and it's so important, so vitally important. You know, it's so important that if you want to do this successfully, you've got to surround yourself with the right people. You got to start to mimic what those people do, and then over time you're going to make money. There is a lot of people in this business making a lot of money, but there's also a lot of people in this business losing money because they don't know what they're doing and they're not trading with the professionals. So hopefully by the end of today you'll see the power of the currency markets. You'll see that, okay, there are a really large group of people actually making money, and yes, you too can do this. I'm going to show you how you can follow a simple set of strategies to help you generate an extra income. And again, this doesn't take a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of time. Yeah, it takes effort. It takes education. But if there's a will, if there's a desire to do this, then we can help you get there. And then I'm going to show you the core foundation and one of the most amazing strategies you'll ever see, which is called the momentum breakout strategy. And I'm going to show you the old school way of doing things. I've been trading, as Renee said, I've been trading for 17 years, so I'm going to show you the way that I've done things for a very long time. It took me a long time to learn and to master. And now, because of the advances of technology and because of the amount of money and energy and effort that's went into developing some of these strategies, this business is much simpler, much easier than it has ever been because of the advances of technology. So that's what we're going to go into today. Now, I do want to say this. I want to, first of all, say congratulations for being here. This is kind of the first step in, you know, really becoming a proficient trader. Not to say you're not a proficient trader already. I have no clue. But I do know that a lot of people who come to these webinars, they're great people. They have a desire to trade and invest. They have a desire to do this successfully, but they may not be at that level yet. And my goal is very simple. My goal is to get you to the level of you accomplishing your goals. Whether that be generate more income, whether that be you know, travel more, go on more vacations, whatever it might be, it can all be possible through the financial markets. And I think you all know that. I think you wouldn't be here I make some assumptions. You wouldn't be here if you didn't already know that. But I want to say congratulations because there's a lot of people that we've trained. We trained thousands and thousands of people worldwide, and a lot of those people started exactly where you're at. They started by coming into a webinar like this and saying, hey, I wonder if I could do this. I wonder if I can do this. And the answer is, yeah, you can. But again, you need some education. But I just want to show you some examples of this. And then I want to get to know you guys a little better, but I want to show you some examples. Like Marina, up $1,000 on the pound Swiss. Now you might wonder, well, what does it take to make $1,000 in the pound Swiss? Well, it doesn't take all that much money. Obviously, we need movement, but I'll go into details of that in a second here when we go to the live markets. Jason here ended up with 1,400 pips. He's going to relax for the rest of the week. Now, you might not even know what a pip is. I'm going to explain that too, but 1,400 pips is absolutely amazing. In fact, that's a $14,000 move and a $2,000 investment if you know what you're doing. Check this out. You got, and this is why I love currencies, and options are the same style, where you can get amazing returns on your investment as long as you know what you're doing. But for example, like here, Robbie up 21.2% return for the week. Now we live in a world where you're going to turn on the TV and hear a bunch of financial heads talking and saying, hey, you need to give your money over to the professionals. You're lucky if you can get 7-8% return on your investment. Well, I got to tell you, that's crazy. I think all of you know that because you're here. You understand that there's actually a better way to manage your money. There's actually a way that you can do it yourself. And instead of paying somebody else a bunch of fees to manage your money, you can do it yourself. And not only can you do it yourself, but you can generate a pretty substantial amount of income, which is absolutely awesome. Check this out. And this was on Joshua Martinez's page. He's actually the developer. He's the director of client success and the developer of the Momentum Breakout strategy, which is absolutely awesome. And we're going to go into that today. I'm going to show you how easy it is and systematic. But Eddie here was following Josh on his daily Forex Outlook videos and was up 447% since he's been following those. Again, I could sit here all day long and show you testimonial after testimonial after testimonial. We get these kind of things all day, every day, constantly, as a company, Market Traders Institute. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to get to know you guys. I think this is important because I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the information that is going to best suit your goals, right? So I'm going to show you a bunch of trades that I'm currently in. I personally share my workspaces with all of our students at Market Traders Institute. I'm one of the product experts, and every time I set up a trade, I actually push my trades out to students, and so they can follow along with me, like step by step, which is really cool. But what I want to know is, I want to know, it doesn't matter what asset class you trade in, why are you here? What is the number one reason you're in an investor, in a trader webinar? Whether you were here for the options one, or here for this one, or here for another one, earlier, whatever it might be. Why are you here? I'm going to make a few assumptions. As if you want to go ahead and type your answer in the question section, that'd be great. But I'm going to make a few assumptions. I think, again, you're here because you want to make money, right? That's the number one answer that I get is, hey, Tyson, obviously, come on, dude, really? I want to make money. Well, I agree. That's why we're all here. That's really what the benefits of trading and investing is, right? To make money. But really, what I want you to think about is this. I want you to think about why. Why do you want to make money? Here's my why. And I get this question all the time, and I love this question because I would ask the same one, is, Tyson, if you're so good, then why in the world are you even here? Type in a why are you asked in the question section if you ever wondered that. You come to one of these webinars and you're like, well, listen to this guy talking to me. He's talking like he's like this amazing trader. Do you ever wonder why in the world am I even here, or why are we even here? I would be. I'd be like, come on, why? Here's my why. In fact, the last presenter, I think, said it perfectly. It sounded like he has the same why as me. It's because I've had a lot of experience in this business, and I've seen the absolute worst part of this business. I've lost a ton of money doing everything wrong. So if there's a mistake and there's a wrong way to trade, I've done it. I've seen it. I've tried it. I've been there. But only by the grace of God, and I mean that, did I actually find a mentor and was able to get to a point of having this business be everything that I thought it could be. It became amazing, but it didn't happen overnight. In fact, I spent 4.5 years of my trading career doing nothing but losing money. Really. hundreds of thousands of dollars of money, losing, loss after loss. But the reason why I stuck to it is because I literally didn't want to do anything else. I had no desire to do anything else in life. I didn't want to work for a boss that's going to bark down my throat. I wanted to trade. I had this desire to trade. And so my why is because I literally can't imagine myself doing anything else. Now your why doesn't have to be that. Your why might be maybe you want to travel more. Maybe you want to send your kids to the best schools. Maybe you want to create what I call the FU fund. What in the world's an FU fund? What's an FU fund? I don't mean vulgar FU. I mean the forget you fund. Okay, one of my mentors told me, Tyson, you need to create an FU fund. And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, listen, you need to create a fund where it doesn't matter what happens in the election. It doesn't matter what happens in the economy or what happens with this country, that country, this. As long as you're good financially, you can take care of everything else because life is already stressful enough. Type in a wire yes if you agree. Life is already stressful enough. To not have the worries of finances on your shoulder would be really nice. And so I believe all of you, the biggest blessing anybody could have is to have that kind of FU fund where it's like, you know what? Forget you, economy. Forget you, a job if I get laid off. Forget you, boss. I'm good. No matter what, I'm good. It's such a liberating thing. And honestly, I look back at my history and I realize that I went through all the pains and the struggles and the drawdowns and the losses that I went through really to be here, to hopefully help you guys. Because I don't have to be here. I'm perfectly fine. I trade full-time from my home in Minnesota. Market Trader Institute is located in Florida, and I'm perfectly fine, but I do this because I really care. I know that most of you guys are going to go out there and try to trade. I mean, if you're not already, then you're going to try it. Because you're staying in this webinar, and you just saw a bunch of people tell you about options and currencies and stocks and all this kind of cool stuff, and now you're thinking, I can do this. That's awesome. You can do this. But please, please do this with education. If you don't get anything from this webinar, please get that. And if you don't decide to go, in the currency markets, you don't decide to get your education from us, that's okay. Get your education from someplace, right? Because here's the one thing I want to tell you, and I'm going to make one promise in a second. But one thing I want to tell you is this: this business is very simple. The money is transferred from the novice accounts or the uneducated accounts. That money is transferred to the educated or professional accounts. It happens every day, every second of every day. The transfer of money from uneducated traders to educated traders is constant. It just is. It's a zero-sum game. So here's the thing. The way you get on the winning side is you surround yourself with the professionals. That's it. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Now, here's my promise to you. I promise that I'm going to show you some of my favorite opportunities. You're actually going to walk away with some actionable items today. I'm not going to just show you a bunch of hypothetical stuff. I'm going to show you some trades that I'm actually in and that are currently live right now. But by the end of this, we're going to talk about currencies, and by the end of this, you're going to have a better understanding of the currency markets than probably 90 to 95% of the entire world. You're going to be in a place of empowerment, which is awesome. Now, I'm going to real quickly just introduce Market Traders Institute. I want to quickly introduce Market Traders Institute because I really owe a lot to these guys. Now, I've already mentioned I don't have to be here. I've been with Market Traders Institute for a little under 2 years. And before I came on with Market Traders Institute as their product expert, I thought I was a great trader. I had just, I built a company. I created some trading technology, and then I sold the company. And I'd done very well, and things were good. And over time, I heard of Market Traders Institute and kind of started looking at what they teach and what they do and realized that it fit kind of right in with what I already do. And Market Traders Institute and myself, we started talking, and come to find out, there was a good fit for me to come on board as one of their product experts. And I got to tell you, when I came on board to Market Traders Institute, I thought, wow, am I going to teach these guys a lot? Wow, these guys are getting a superstar. And I still kind of think that about myself. But honestly, I thought I was a great trader before I came on with Market Traders Institute. Come to find out, I was just a good trader. Now, since I've been with Market Traders Institute, my trading has exponentially grown. It's went to a level that's just, I couldn't even imagine it going to, because of some of the skills and some of the things I'm going to show you today. So Market Traders Institute's been around. We're not new. They were founded by this gentleman right here. You can barely see him in the background there. His name's Jared Martinez. He's known as the FX Chief. And the FX Chief he's probably easily one of the top five traders, currency traders in the entire world. We have over 200 of some of the most talented staff members in the entire world. We trade over 30,000 people. So I want you to think about this. When you decide to take a course with us, now this is the deal. At the end of this, I'm going to offer everybody an opportunity to come on to our team so you can be guided by us, so you can be mentored by us. Now I want to say something very, very, very clearly. When you decide to take a course with us, when you decide to be on our team, we hold your hand. We do not accept failure as an option. We believe success is a formula, not a fantasy. That means that if you decide to go forward with us, then we're going to do everything in our power to help you generate the income you want to generate in this amazing business in the currency markets. The reason we do that is we never leave a student behind. I personally, I just want you to know, I'm not a professional presenter. This is not what I do. I'm a professional trader. I spend 95% of my time with Market Trader Institute students, teaching them, showing them, and setting up trades with them. That's what I do. I don't spend a whole lot of time with non-Market Trader Institute students, but I'm glad I'm here. Really glad I'm here. But I want to tell you, at the end of this, I'm going to give you an opportunity to trade with me, to be a part of this. And I'm excited for all of you because maybe this is the first time you've seen or heard about the currency markets, and I'm excited for all of you to see the opportunities in it. Okay, so let's dive right in. All right, let's go. I know you guys are probably sick and tired of wasting time, right? I'm not a big fan of wasting time. Okay, so let's just look at the current market. This is a live chart of what's considered what's called the pound yen. So this is the Great British Pound versus the Japanese yen. And I just want to get an idea, real quick, I just wanted to get an idea of the knowledge level in this room. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you don't know anything about currencies, you've kind of heard of it, but you're maybe a little interested, and 10 being you're like a Forex trading master, where would you consider yourself between 1 and 10? Go ahead and type in. I just want to get to know kind of where you're at as far as where the group is. I've got a 3, I've got a couple of 1s, I've got a 2, a 6, okay. All right, so we got a decent group. All right, so here's the deal. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a 10,000 foot overview to start with, and I don't want anybody to get overwhelmed. Eric, you're a 10. Awesome, Eric. I don't see a lot of 10s. I haven't personally met a lot of 10s, so it's nice to meet you through chat anyway. So let's do this. I'm going to give you kind of a 10,000 foot overview of the currency markets, and then I'm going to dive in, and we're actually going to go and I'm going to show you some trades. Okay, so this here, I'm going to show you the old school. When we go into the trades, I'm going to show you the old school way, and then I'm going to show you the much easier, much more systematic new school way. Okay, so let's just hypothetically say that you decided to sell, right? There's only 2 choices in the currency markets. You're only doing one of 2 things, which is you're either buying or selling. That's it. There's nothing else. You can't do anything else. And there's no account restrictions, meaning you don't need to have $25,000 in your account to pattern day trade. In fact, there's traders, you can open up an account with $50 or $100 in your account and actually start trading. The brilliant part about currency trading is everybody's on the same playing field. It's just a matter of how you size your position. So let's just hypothetically say that you took a short position. This is hypothetical. I just want everybody to understand that this is just for example purposes. Let's say you took a short, or you sold the pound versus the yen right here. And you're currently, let's say you're still in this trade. It's up 162 pips in 11 bars. So 11 hours, you're up 162 pips. So 162 pips in 11 hours. Now, what does that mean? That if I just said that to you, That's Greek. That means nothing. What it means is this. There's three types of traders. There's a trader that trades micro lots, and this is the trader that's newer, right? That's just starting out. It's just starting out. A micro lot requires a $20 investment. So for every $20 that you want to invest, that you'd have to, for every micro lot, you'd have to have $20 in your account. To say it another way, you could take that short with $20 in your account, a $20 investment. Now a micro lot moves every pip, which stands for price interest point. So every pip equals 10 cents. So not much. But if we do the math, so if you would have taken this trade right here, that's up 162 pips over the last 11 hours, and you did it with a $20 investment or on a micro lot, that trade would have a profit of $16.20 as of right now. Type in a wire yes if that makes sense. That's what a micro lot. So you could have had, say it another way, you could have had $20 in your account, taking a short right here, and you could have made $16.20 on that $20 investment. That's an 81% return on your investment, by the way, in 11 hours. Yeah, that's how fast it can happen. Now, as you start to advance in this business, you then go from a micro lot to what's called a mini lot. And this is as your account starts to grow and you start to get comfortable, and we guide you, we help you, we mentor you. On a mini lot, your investment now, for every one mini lot, you need $200. And on a mini lot, instead of each pip being worth 10 cents, each pip is now worth $1. So now it starts to become maybe not life-changing, but this is for sure life-enhancing. I want you to think about this. This business needs to be one of two things for you. It needs to either change your financial future or enhance your financial future, one or the other. But once you start trading a mini lot, now you start to think, okay, now this trade, if somebody would have taken a mini lot trade, this trade could have produced $162 on a $200 investment in a matter of 11 hours. Now that's starting to become life enhancing. Okay, so now next, as you progress, and this is where most, if not all traders try to aspire to be to, is what's called a standard lot. Standard lot requires a $2,000 investment, or to say it another way, $2,000 in your account, and every pip on a standard lot is worth $10. So now if you start to do the math, that same exact trade that you could have taken, that somebody with a $20 account could have taken, a $200 account, or now a $2,000 account, instead of being up $16.20 or $162, a standard lot trader is now up $1,620 on one standard lot in 11 hours. Now that is when it starts to become life-changing. Type in a wire yes if you would have liked to found a trade like that in the last 11 hours that you could have made $1,620 on in the last 11 hours. Now again, this is just a hypothetical trade, but these type of trades set up all the time, constantly. And I'm going to actually show you that this wasn't a hypothetical trade. This wasn't a hypothetical trade. This actually was a trade that a lot of our students got into. Jeff asks, what's the downside? The downside is, that's an awesome question. I love that question. The downside is this. You short here, and you're still in this trade, down there, right? Well, let's flip that. You got to remember the currency markets, this is a true, live, free market. Meaning, for every winner, if somebody sold up here, somebody had to buy that, right? So if somebody made 162 pips, that means somebody lost 162 pips. But again, remember what I said about this business. This business is a constant transferring of money from the non-educated to the educated. Now, the non-educated can get lucky every once in a while, and they can have some good wins every once in a while. But trust me, they are long-term losers, and the professionals know it. Over time, Non-educated traders will transfer their accounts into mine and into other educated traders. That's just a fact, and that's not me being arrogant. That's not me trying to be, cocky. It's just reality. Trust me, I used to be a very big novice trader. I lost $350,000 to professionals before I realized, holy smokes, I got to get on the side of the professionals, because I'm going to, literally, I'm trading myself to the poorhouse. It's not a joke. So it's a zero-sum game, but how do you win more often than you lose? You got to get on the side of the professionals. So yeah, if you would have flipped this and instead of going short, you went long, well, guess what? Now you're down 162 pips and you just lost. There are transaction fees in currencies. It's called a spread. It's called the spread. It looks a bit riskier than or scarier than stocks. No, it's actually easier to understand. I want if you're not familiar with currencies, I want you to stick around, because it's actually easier to analyze a currency chart than it is a stock chart. There's less gapping. In fact, gaps don't happen often, much at all. And the wave analysis within the markets is very predictable. Now, I'm going to show you this. Okay, so the market moves really in kind of sequences of higher highs, higher lows, and waves, right? So we use what's called technical analysis, and a lot of you might know, might be familiar with technical analysis. And so essentially, technical analysis is just essentially taking patterns and price patterns and kind of forecasting and projecting what price is done. And what we can see here is this is what's called a trend line, and this isn't a perfect trend line, but what we can see that every time price came up near this level, price was rejected off of it. Type in a wire yes if you can see that price, every time it came up or near this level, price rejected off of that. Okay, so we can kind of get an idea that the price in the currency markets, really in every market, has a tendency to repeat itself, right? And patterns will repeat themselves. Here's another secret that I'm not sure if many people will tell you. The big volume in the market is controlled by black boxes, by hedge funds, by big banks, bank traders. But it's not the old school trader that you might be thinking of. It's not the guy or the gal behind the screen pushing the buttons. It's a black box making the decisions. Well, how are these black boxes? How do they make their decisions? Well, most of the time, what these black boxes have realized is that, yes, the market moves in waves, right? So I'm going to draw you an example. So the market moves in waves like this of higher highs and higher lows and higher highs and higher lows. But these waves are actually predictable where, once we start to break into this uptrend, it's actually very predictable to know where price is most likely going to fall to, and then where it's going to extend to, where it's going to fall to, and it's based off of a mathematical equation called Fibonacci sequence. So I'm not going to go into a ton of details of this, but I'll just show you a couple examples. But if the market is now in an uptrend, so let me just give you a quick example here. Let's say that it was in this downtrend, right there, and it just broke into an uptrend, right there. Well, if it breaks into an uptrend, we know, based on kind of Fibonacci analysis, based on wave analysis, we know, okay, price has a tendency to have repeatable patterns and retrace down to certain levels and then extend to certain levels. So in this scenario here, if this was a real scenario that I'm drawing out, what just happened is we had a break into an uptrend, because we had the break of this downtrend line right here, right there, break into an uptrend. Price then rallied to an extension point up here, which would then tell me the professional traders would have started buying right down here. There would have been an absolute brilliant, perfect buying opportunity right there. Now you might wonder, well, why? Well, first of all, we're on the backside of a trend line. Second of all, because we hit that extension, we would then bring in our new A-B sequences. We had a retracement to what's called the golden ratio, the 618. We then would look for a buying opportunity down here and a chance to trade it up to the corresponding extension right there. That is the way the professionals trade it. And by the way, that is the way the big money trades, because it's easy to program. It's complex, but it's easy for these MIT grads and these Harvard, business grads, these MBAs to program these calculations, these Fibonacci calculations of where price is most likely going to retrace and extend. So if you know that, then all you got to do is be on the side of the winners, right? All you got to do is be on the side of the banks and the big traders. So that's what we're going to do. That's what I'm going to spend time and help you guys do, and I'm going to help you guys get on the side of the big traders. So let me delete this. Let me make this a little cleaner. Okay, so we had this downtrend right here that I showed you right there where price was bouncing, and then we broke above that. So we broke above that right here. That's where price shifted into an uptrend. Now, there's an argument to be made that this is a short-term or a medium-term uptrend. But that is where price shifted into an uptrend. Now I'm going to show you the old school detailed way of doing this, and then I'm going to show you how Market Traders Institute has taken all the complexity of trading and investing, all the complexity of the Fibonacci's and the wave analysis, programmed it into one of the most powerful, easy to understand, easy to read strategies you'll ever see in your life. So I'm going to show you the complex way first, and then I'm going to show you the more profitable, easy way. But let me just ask a few questions. Yes or no, do you agree that at this point, that's when the price shifted or went into an uptrend? When it broke that area there that it was bouncing off of this downtrend line, bounce, broke. Okay, so that's pretty clear, right? That's not like, nobody should be impressed with me saying that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom into that area right here. And I'm going to show you why we were buying all the way up and how we were getting in all the way up. So I'm going to bring in what's called my smart trend lines. I'm going to give everybody access to these. You're going to be able to get my workspaces at the end of this, and I'm going to give everybody access to my charts at the end of this. So just stick with me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to go smart trend lines, and then I'm going to go down to that low point and I'm going to click. It automatically, I didn't have to do anything, it automatically put that trend line in there for me. So this trend line here was set up automatically. So now, if price stays above this trend line, I can continue to be a buyer. I need to keep buying. As long as price stays above that trend line, I need to buy. Now, my indication to start buying would have been down here once price broke this downtrend, or this downtrend line. That would have been my first indication to start buying, right here. And then as long as price stayed, kind of above that level and continued to bounce higher, then I would stay long. Well, how in the world did we, how did we play this all the way up? Well, here's what we did. We broke into an uptrend here. We were riding this uptrend line. We then brought in what's called our Fibonacci's. And instead of, I used to spend hours and hours and hours in front of the charts having to do these Fibonacci's myself. But instead of having to spend all this time, we bring in what's called auto Fibonacci's. And within a click of the button, I can automatically see all these Fibonacci's drawn for me. I don't have to do anything. It's all drawn for me, which is brilliant, which saves me and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of traders and thousands of traders like so much time. What I just showed you by clicking that button saves us just a tremendous amount of time. Okay, so now let's fast forward to the current markets. Okay, so here's the current market. And right now, we are in up AB. This is the current up AB sequence. And we are, so you might be thinking, well, Tyson, we should be buying. Okay. Okay, so up AB. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. We were, this trend line, there was a shorter term trend line here that we were riding. We did get a little whipped. Just want to show you, there was this trend line here that we were riding. We were also riding, as long as we stayed above that longer term trend line, there was dailies that we were riding too. But I want to show you what we're currently doing. This is what we're currently doing. Right now, I'm actually ignoring this uptrend line. The reason I'm ignoring this uptrend line is very simple. And it's because of my understanding of wave analysis, my understanding of Fibonacci sequences. So this current AB sequence looks like, okay, well, we should start to extend up to its corresponding extension. But the idea is, first, we need to put in, the market doesn't just go in a straight line. The market moves in sequences of A, B, C. Our C retracement is going to be some place between the 382 and the A, and then we'll go up to our D extension. So for now, what we're looking for is our C retracement. So the idea is I actually want to structure a short position, a short-term shorting position with a target of 145.45 because that is where price is most likely going to go. Now this is going to be a little bit of an aggressive trade potentially, but this is a trade that I absolutely love. There's also some other technicals going on here. So this is a medium-term trend line right here that we're riding higher. So if I wanted to be a buyer, I would have to sit on my hands until we go down here to the 382, until we get our retracement. But the problem is once we get our 382 retracement, I'm now below the uptrend line. So I really can't have, there's no decision I can make kind of on a medium-term trade. So what do? Here's what I'm going to do. Instead of using this longer-term uptrend line, what I'm going to do is this. And this is the more complicated way to do this. So I want you to understand this is the more complicated way to do this. I'm going to use a short-term trend line. And I'm going to show you how this short-term trend line actually was just broke earlier today. So this is the trajectory the market was moving in right here until earlier today. The price was moving up, moving up, moving up, moving up, and then it broke through that trend line right there. And when it broke through that trend line right there, that was my indication that now we are going to go down to our 382 retracement. But I don't want to just jump in. I want to bring in what's called sub AB sequences, and so this is how I'm going to do it. I don't want to, just a second here, how do I do this where, well, I guess it doesn't really matter if I confuse because I'm going to show you the easy way. So we have a pattern that's playing out that's called a crowning formation. Now you might not see this, but what's going to happen is price is most likely going to be rallying up. We've created our left tip, our center tip. Price is going to rally up, create our right tip, and then fall to create the short-term crowning formation. You may know of a head and shoulders. Head and shoulders and crowns are similar, other than crowns. The difference between a head and shoulders and a crown is that a crown breaks structure, or to say it another way, the crown breaks the kind of the neckline instead of the head and shoulders doesn't. But here's where I want to short. I want to short between, just type this out. This is the hard way of doing this, by the way. I just want everybody to understand that. This is the difficult way. I'm going to short between, give me a second, between 147.50 and the high up here. My stop is going to be up here. By the way, I'm already in this trade, so, but if I weren't already in this trade, this is how I'd place it. All right, so here's my trade. This is a short-term trade. Looking to short between 147.50 and 148.40. Target 145.45. Stop 148.50. Okay. There's my trade. It's a short-term trade. I wanted to give you guys something that's actionable today, something that you can maybe do. But everything that I've just done, this is actually the complex, complicated. This is actually a less profitable way of trading than what I'm about ready to show you. But this is the way that I've traded for years, very successfully traded for years. Figured out AB sequences, traded only in the direction of where the probabilities tell me we're going to go. In this picture here, because we're in this up AB, the probability tells me that we're heading down to this level here. So the way that I want to do this is I want price to rally up, and then I want to short. Right there. Oops. Then I want to short right there. So right now I would be putting in an order. I could put in an order to short at 47.50. I could wait till price gets up there and then wait for a counter trend line break, whatever it might be. But again, this is the complex way. And the problem with everything that I've just shown you is that the ways that I've traded for years took me years to understand, took me years to grasp. And I don't know about you, but you know, when I first started in this business, even the first few years into this business, I didn't want to wait years to master something. I wanted something that was going to make money that's fairly simple, that I could actually start generating income right away on. Type in a ME, if you would like to find out something that, like, okay, is there something that's a little easier that I can actually start generating income on, like a little quicker? Yes, there is. Because everything I've shown you is really good stuff, but it's all complex. What if there was a way that we programmed? What if there was a strategy where we took all the information, all the knowledge within my head, within Joshua Martinez's head, Jared Martinez? What if we program that into this ultimate charting software so traders can very easily and systematically push a button and see exactly when to get in and when to get out? To say it another way, what if it was as easy as counting to 3 and watching for a color change? Watching for the bars to turn from green to red and then counting to 3. What if it were that easy? Well, let me show you. If you're wondering why I'm in this trade, here's why I'm in this trade. So I'm going to type this out. This is what's called our momentum breakout strategy. This is a piece of the momentum breakout strategy. This is one of the 3 strategies we teach within the momentum breakout course. Now, everybody in here is going to have an opportunity to get this momentum breakout course and these indicators. If you decide to go forward, you're also going to get an opportunity to trade with us 2 times every single week for 6 full months. We're not going to just say, hey, here you go, good luck. No, we're going to actually trade with you. We're going to walk with you. We're going to show you that you can do this. In fact, we're going to kind of make some guarantees and some promises that you're going to do this. Or really, you really pay nothing. So I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself, but let me just explain this. 3 green boxes equals buy. 3 red boxes equals sell. Stop and reverse. Jeff asks, how often do you look at this? Well, here's the beautiful thing about the technology. I actually don't have to look at this at all. I can set this up to send me an alert. So if I set this up and I attach this to my email, when we get 3 red boxes down right here, 1, 2, 3, bam, I could have gotten an alert right to my email, right to my phone, right to my text, and could have automatically said, okay, it's time to sell because we've got 3 boxes down. How often do I lose with it? Do we lose with this? I'm going to show you. We're going to go back and I'm going to show you exactly what you would have done in November. I'm going to show you. Okay, so remember this trade here? And if you're wondering, well, why am I in this trade? Well, I got into this trade because of this AB sequence up, because we had this trend line break. I actually got in back here. Well, what if it was doing everything that I just did? What if you could have gotten into the same exact trade, but instead of doing all the detailed analysis that I did, all you had to do was wait for 3 boxes. So when somebody comes up to you and says, hey, what position are you in? When somebody comes up to me and says, hey, what position you are in, I say, I'm in the pound yen because, oh, you know, it's in a medium-term uptrend, but it was in an up AB, and it had extended to the 127 before it went down to the 382. And then what happened is it had a short-term trend line break, and on that short-term trend line break, so I explained all this to him. That's me. And then you say, oh, I'm in the pound yen because I had 3 red boxes down. Type in a 1. Say I'm trader number 1. I explained it as, oh, we're in an up AB, but we broke a downtrend line, and we had a 127 extension followed by a short-term counter trend lever. Trader 1 or trader number 2, which one would you rather be? And I got a little secret. Trader number 2 is more profitable. Now watch this. I'm going to show you how profitable this is. Don't just take my word for it. Let me prove it to you. Let me prove it to you. Okay. Well, you'd be surprised, Jeff. You'll be surprised. So what I'm about to show you is this is the live market. This has been short since this third box right here. And you're currently in this short, and you won't get out. Now, you might be wondering, well, Tyson, you got a green box right there. You're right. But remember, we don't get out of the markets until we get 3 green boxes higher. Not 1, 3. Okay, very simple. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go back to November. I'm going to go back to November. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you. This is one of the most brilliant things you will ever trade because it works in all currency pairs, and it just sits here and it mints money. It's amazing. Now watch. All right, we're going to go through this kind of fast. I'm going to show you this. Okay, so let me go back a little further. Okay, so we're going to say we started trading here, right? We started trading here. And we started trading, so that's November 1st. We started trading there, and we're like, okay, we got to wait for we're in green boxes. We got to wait for 3 red boxes or 3 opposite boxes. Type in a wire yes if you can see that right here we had 3 red boxes down. Very simple. So very simple, you would have went short. You would have sold right there. And you would have gotten an alert to say, hey, it's time to sell. This strategy is doing everything for you. It's telling you when to get in and when to get out. Now, you stay in that short until, I want to make sure everybody understands this is not a 1-hour chart. This is not a 1-minute chart. This is based exclusively on momentum and the wave analysis within the markets, okay? So in this trade, you would have, whoops, sorry about that. Let me go back here. Okay, so in this trade, you would be in right there you'd be in. And when do you get in and when do you get out? Well, you get in when you get 3 red boxes down, and you get out when you get the opposite. 3 green boxes higher. And not only do you get out, but you get out and go long. So this trade right here, you would have gotten in here, would have gotten out here, and you would have made 41 pips to the downside. So that's 41 pips plus 41. Okay, so now we go long. All right, so now we're long. When do we get out? Do we get out on 1 red box? Nope, we get out on 3. So this red box, we're still in. We stay in the trade, not on 1 red box, not on 2 red boxes. We stay in the trade until we get 3, right here, 3 red boxes down. So this trade here, you would have went long here. You would have gotten out here. 199, I'm going to run that 200 pips on that trade, plus 200 pips. Plus 200. By the way, on a standard lot, $2,000 investment, that was a $2,000 return. How long did that take? A $2,000 return in 5 days. Okay, so now we're short. When do we get out? We wait for 3 green boxes higher. Bam, out. The reason why the currency markets is one of the best, most profitable markets you could ever trade in because of its predictability, because of the predictable patterns that happen. Up 160 points. That's why strategies like this, automated strategies, are used by some of the biggest professionals in the world because of the predictability of these patterns. Now, you guys are going to be able to have access to the same type of patterns. So this trade here, you're long. When you get out with 3 red boxes down, right here. Would have gotten out. This trade. What did this do? Up 300 pips. Holy smokes. 300 pips. That's $3,000 on a standard lot. On a $2,000 investment, that's $3,000. This is just going back since November. I'm going to keep walking forward. Now, I get the question every once in a while, Tyson, geez, it seems too good to be true. Do you ever take any stop losses? Do you ever take any losses? Yes. Look at this one. We went short here. We would have taken a loss here. That would have been a loss of 60 pips. So, yep, negative 60. Not all trades are going to win. In fact, if somebody tells you they win 100% of the time, run as fast as you can away from them. It's not true. Now, you can win at 70, 75, 80% because we have traders. In fact, the developer of this strategy, Joshua Martinez, has a proven track record where he's up 37,000 pips this year, winning 76% of his trades. So when do we get out of this trade here? We get out when we get 3 red down. So this trade, you would have went long here, would have went short here, 318 pips. Wow. How hard is it to get in and out of trades? It is very, very, in fact, a lot of people don't believe this when I say it. It's the truth. It's 100% true. I do 95% of my trading on my phone. I can literally, as I'm talking right now, if I wanted to, there's no trades that I need to place, but if I wanted to, I can literally be talking right now, log into my account, place buy or sell, and be done. It's that easy. It's as easy as pushing a button. To fund an account is an easy thing. It's all easy. So you would have went short here, short here, long here. You would have lost money there and then went long again. Now you're short. Let's keep going. Oh, look at this. Another loser. Another loss right there. So this trade here would have lost 77 pips. Okay. So again, we don't win every trade, which is okay. It's okay. As long as our losers are much smaller than our winners, then that's fine. So we lost 77 there. So now we're long. Again, when do we get out? We get out when we get not 1, not 2, but 3 against us. So we got 3 down here. So this trade here would have produced long here, short here would have produced 37 pips. Plus 37. Okay, so now let's keep going forward. So now we're short, up, out again, there. So we got short here, long here, up, another loser, lost 40 pips. Negative 40. But I want you to notice something. Look at the winners, 318 pips. Look at the losers, 60 pips, 77 pips, 40 pips. Very, very small. So now we're long again. As a micro, would the cost of trades kill you? No, Jeff, in years and years ago, if you were a small trader, they would charge you a lot of commissions to trade, and you weren't able to go in and out of trades, and the commissions would kill you. But because of the competition, companies like Forex.com, FXCM, there's a lot of other ones out there, you essentially pay a fraction of a pip, even whether you're on a standard lot or a micro lot. So the commissions are very, very, very small. Very small. Absolutely, you would barely notice the commissions and the spread in any of these trades. Like, I'm not saying you wouldn't notice it, but it would be very minimal. So this trade here would have produced 34 pips. And the spreads now, I was trading back in, when I started trading currencies back in 2004, 2005, the spreads in the pound yen, the average spread was like 12, 13, 14 pips wide. Now the average spread on the pound yen is like 1.5, 2 pips wide. In fact, the pound yen spread right now is, well, I mean, as I speak, it's about 5 or 6 pips wide right now, which is actually wide. But right now, this isn't a liquid time. This is during, we just closed the U.S. session 40 minutes ago. So now this is actually a very illiquid time, but it's still only 5 pips wide. I remember trading, when I first started trading, it was historically like 12 pips wide almost all the time. But anyway, so this is another 60 pip loser here. Okay, so let's keep going forward, and I'm going to go to the live markets, and we're going to see exactly how this thing would have done. So now we're long again. We get out when we get 3 against us. Out right there. So this trade here would have produced 81 pips. So just an example, if you were a micro lot trader, you would have made $8.10 on this. You would have probably paid about 10 cents, maybe 20 cents of that $8. Not even that. You probably would have paid less than 10, maybe at most 10 cents for this trade, to get into this trade, maybe. And you have to work with your broker to get that. This was 80 pips. I don't know for sure what the commissions would be, but they're not going to be much. I can tell you that. And as you grow your account, you can actually negotiate with your broker where you don't have to pay big commissions at all, because they want to keep your money. Remember, these brokers want your money. They want you to trade with them. Negative 40. Okay, I'm going to keep going. All right, now we're long again. We're coming towards the end of the month. We're kind of keep going in essence of time, because I want to show you this on multiple currency pairs. And I want to show you how profitable this thing is. 240 pips. Look at this. 240 pips there. Plus 240. This is the ultimate charts. This is our own charting software that we've developed. So now you're short here. We wouldn't get out here, here, or here because we didn't get 3. We're waiting for 3 against us. Once we get 3 against us, we'll get out right here. Bam, we're out. Okay, so we went short here, there, up 117. So now we're long again. I'm tracking every single one of these trades. We're long again. We would have went short right here. Long right there. So this trade here would have produced 78 pips plus 78. And then this trade right here would have lost. I would have lost about 80 pips. Negative 80. Negative 80. And I'm going to go to the current time. I'm going to go all the way to the live markets, and we're going to see if you would have traded this. If you would have traded this until or through, or since November, what you would have done. So you would have long here. You wouldn't have gotten out here. You wouldn't have gotten out here. You would have stayed in. You would have completely stayed in until right there. Then you get out. This trade here. Check this out. Look at this. 323 pips. 323. Wow. Yep, I'll take an 80 pip loser to be followed up by a 323 pip. That's $3,230 on a standard lot. And then you're short. And you stay short until there. So this trade here was about break even. We'll say negative 10 with the spread. We'll just call it a loser with the spread. This trade here was another loser. Would have lost 60 pips there. Negative 60. Again, I hope you guys understand this is not, it doesn't win every time, but I want you to notice the differences between the wins and the losses. And when it's all said and done, you're going to really notice the differences between, this one's about break even, or actually there's, I always say break even. You're going to notice the profitability when it's all said and done. You're going to really, once we add all these winners and losers up. So now we go long there, and we stay long. So now, so on this sequence here, you lost 10 pips there, you lost 60 pips, and then you had a break-even trade. But that then was followed up by a trade that produced 120 pips. So again, look at the small losers and compared to the large winners. What we're trying to do is we're trying to let our winners run and cutting our losers fast. It's the way to trade profitably. That's the only way to trade profitably. Cut your losers and let your winners run. I'm sure you've heard it before. Whoops. Okay, so this trade here would have produced, or actually would have been down 40 pips, negative 40. Almost to current live, the current market, so let's just keep going. Now we'd be long, and then short again. You just fast forward a little bit. So this would be negative 60, and then positive 40, so we'd have a negative 60 here, and then I'm going to explain everything that I'm doing here, and then a positive 40 there on this short, and then, all right, let me just, okay, so negative 60 on this trade, positive 40 on that trade, negative 80 there, negative 80 there. So look at that, get chopped a little bit, negative 80, negative 80. So you might be thinking, geez, come on, negative 80, but then watch this. What's it followed up by? What's that negative 80 and negative 80 followed up by? Let's see what happens. Then we get a nice run higher for 140 pips. 140 pips there. Nice. Then this last trade, we get a, I'll count this short in a second, but this last one here, get 120 there, plus 120, and then the short trade, we would have lost, we just see here, we would have lost about 60 there. Okay, so negative 60, negative. Now that brings us, I believe, to current price, negative 60. Okay, so that brings us to the current market. But all we were doing is buying when it's 3 green and selling when it's 3 red. That's it. Because the strategy is basically doing everything for us. So this, and then this current trade would be up about 80 pips. So this current trade that's currently in, you'd currently be short, which I am, and it'd be up about 80 pips. So now, let's go back and let's bring all this together. Let's bring all the losers and all the winners together, and let's do the math. So all it's doing is buying on, so we're using this strategy. It seems very simple, and it is very simple. But please do not mistake simplicity with not powerful. This is unbelievably powerful. So I'm going to put all the winners over here. I'm going to put all the losers over here. All right, so all the winners and all the losers, and then we're going to get our P&L and see how this would have done. This is on one currency pair since November. And I'm going to show you one more currency pair, and then I'm going to invite everybody here to be able to trade with this starting tomorrow. You can actually be able to get this in your hands and actually get this thing ripping and roaring. We're going to set you up on a demo account, on a fake account first to get used to it, and then you can start trading it live from that point. So let's just bring all the winners and all the losers, and then we'll add all this up and see what the performance is. So the question that somebody asked me was, how often do you win and how often do you lose? Well, this is actually pretty accurate. This went on a little bit of a larger losing streak than we typically have, but it's pretty accurate. I would say a win rate of about 60 to 70% is pretty normal with our students. But what's more important than the win rate is the ability to generate higher reward, much higher reward than risk. So let's do the math. I'm going to add up the winners first. We got 41 plus 200 plus 160 plus 300 plus 318 plus 37 plus 34 plus 80 plus 240 plus 78 plus 117 plus 323 plus 120 plus 40 plus 140 plus 120 plus 80 equals 2,428 pips on the positive side, 2,428 on the positive side. And then on the negative side, we've got 60. Look at the difference between the negatives and the positives. Look at this. 60, 60, 77, 40, 60, 40, 80, 10, 60, break even, 40, 60, 80, and 80. And we've got 747 on the losing side, negative 747 on the losing side. So what we do to get our net profitability is we take our winners, which is 2428, minus the losers, which is 747. And we come out with an overall profitability since November of 1,681 pips since November 1st. Now what does that mean? That equals $16,810 on a standard lot, on one standard lot slash on a $2,000 investment. That, my friends, is the power of the currency markets. Now, I got a quick question, simple question, maybe even a dumb question. Let me ask: can you do this? And it's a serious question, because this is so easy and powerful that sometimes we get, as traders, sometimes we want to be really smart. Sometimes we're like, oh, I want to show everybody how smart I am. I've been there. And sometimes the simpler it is, the harder it is to follow, because we think it has to be complicated, because it can't be this simple, right? It can't be this simple. It is. So I've got a quick question. Can you do this? Yes or no? Do you think you can count to 3, and can you watch the colors change? It's a very dumb question, but it's a serious question, because those students that can, if you can, watch the colors change and then count to 3, I am telling you, this is real. You would have made 1,681 pips in the pound yen since November. It is that easy. It is that easy. Now, I've got a few of you asking, how do I get into this? How do I get into this? How do you said that we're going to have access to this. You are. All of you are going to get access to this in a second. I'm going to give all of you access to this if you decide that you want to move forward and if you want to join our team. And here's the deal. I'm going to actually give you access to this and take all the risk off of you. Like, we're either going to help you make a bunch of money, or you're going to pay us nothing. And we're really going to make this as easy as we can. But before I do that, let's do this. I want to show you one more example. I'm going to go through this kind of quick. I'm going to show you an example. Let's use something different than the pound and yen. Let's go into like the Euro CAD. Let's look at the Euro CAD. So I'm going to go into the Euro CAD. All right, so let me pull this up. So we already know what the pound yen would have done. Let's go to the Euro CAD, because this works on multiple currency pairs. This is not just exclusive for one currency pair. This is good for pretty much everything. Let's go back to November 1st, and let's say you would have started this November 1st, just like the other one. Whoops. Just like the other one. So let's go to the November 1st. Right there. Okay. Let's say that you started trading with us November 1st, and you said, okay, well, I'm not going to take any new trades, or I'm not going to take any trade until we get a new signal. So here, you wouldn't have jumped in to the long position, because you've already been long. People who were with us before would have been long since back here. So let's just say that you missed out. You didn't jump back in. You didn't jump in long. All you said is I'm going to wait for the next signal, and then I'm going to start trading. Okay, so the next signal comes in right here. Bam. Okay, so you take that trade. You go short. You hold the short until, yep, you guessed it, until 3 bars up. Now, let's see what was the profitability on that. Well, this trade made 158 pips, plus 158. I'm going to go through this kind of quick. 158. And we're going to use that same exact concept of 3 up, 3 down. We hold this trade until we get, you guessed it, 3 on the opposite side. Bam. Right there. So this trade here, look at this. Every once in a while, in fact, probably, at least a few times a month, you're going to get a home run like this. 459 pips. Wow. One trade, 459 pips. That's $4,500, $4,590 on a standard lot. Wow. All right, so now you're short. You're still in this trade. We got 2 up. Still in this trade. Whoa. And now you're out. What did this trade do? 460 pips. You push the button one time. You got an alert. It doesn't get any easier or more powerful than this. It's taking the years and years and years worth of experience, years and years and years worth of knowledge, and it's programmed it into this easy to follow, easy to understand strategy. Now, I'm going to count this one. This one's a loser. That lost 44 pips, negative 44. And then now we're currently short. 1, 2, 3, we're still in the short. Still in the short, still in the short, still in it until here. Bam, got out. From here to here, 337 pips. 337. All right, let's keep going. Now you would have gotten long. Whoops, you got stopped out there. So that's a quick stop. This one would have been down. Would have been down 80 pips on that one. Negative 80. Whoops, would have gotten stopped out on that one too. Look at that. Stop there. This one here would have been about negative 77. Okay, so negative 77. So now we just took 2 stops in a row. But now we're in a long. All right, well, now we're getting chopped up a little bit. We get another short. Let's see, what would this one have done? This one's about break even, I think. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Down about 20 pips. We'll say down 20 pips. Down 20 pips. But remember when we had a 460 pip winner, 337 pip winner. So can we handle a 20 pip loss? Yeah, we can. Yeah. We can handle a 20 pip loss. And then we've got a small winner there. Up about 28 pips. 28 pips there. That's pretty close to the end of November at that point. But let's just keep going forward. And I'm going to actually just go right to the end of time here, just because I want to speed this up a little bit. So we would have went long here, short here, short there, short there. And I'll add up all these, don't worry. Long and long. Okay, so I counted this trade. This trade here, we would have lost 43 pips. Would have been down negative 43 on that one. This trade here, we would have made 81 pips. 81 on that one. This long here, we would have made 62 pips. This short would have been a nice trade for 282 pips. Nice. And then this long right here would have been about break even. I mean, you know, I'll call it a loser, but it's about break even. We'll say negative 10. I mean, it's not negative 10, but we'll say, and you are currently short, and you're up about 27 pips on your current short, plus 27. So let's add this up. That's from November. It's from November. So we've got, here's the positives. Here's the negatives. Now again, look at the winners in comparison to the losers. I mean, it's like night and day. You get a loser of 77 and 80, but you get winners of 459 and 460. I mean, holy smokes. You hit 1 or 2 of those a month. In fact, imagine putting this on 2 or 3 currency pairs and having 2 or 3 of those hit huge winners like that. It happens very consistently. Now this is closer to what the average performance typically is because we've got about a 60-70% win rate. Now let's do the math on this. We've got 158 and 459 and 460 and 337 and 28 and 81 and 62 and 282 and 27. So we've got net winner of 1894. 1894, and now let's add our losers. We've got 80, 44, 20, 77, 43, and 10. Net losers of 274. Overall profitability since November, 1894 minus 274 equals 1,620 pips since November 1st. That equals another $16,200 on a standard lot. Now, I want you to think about this. I've literally shown you two different currency pairs utilizing the same exact strategies, doing the same exact thing, and these two currency pairs by themselves, completely different. The euro and the CAD and the pound and the yen. The euro CAD produced 1,620 pips, and the pound yen produced 1,681 pips. By simply counting to 3 and watching the boxes turn color, you generated 3,301 pips in profit using this strategy. I am telling you right now, I wish I could rewind 17 years ago and be sitting in your shoes right now, because I would have saved myself hundreds of thousands of dollars if I would have just had my access to this strategy right here. It is one of the most powerful, simple, straightforward strategies you will ever see, and the thing mints money. Now, I got to stop for a second. Type in a wire yes if you think you can do this. Now, the complexity and the power behind what's going on, what's making the colors change, is very complex, but you don't have to go into all the details like I did. You don't have to go through all the fib sequences and all the analysis like I did, because it's all done for you now because of the advances of technology. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to give everybody access to this. I want to put this in everybody's hand. I want you guys to have this and actually walk away so you can start trading with me and start generating money. In fact, I'm going to make it even better. Anybody who wants to be a part of this group will get access to this, and you'll actually be able to get access to our trading room. You'll be able to trade with us. You'll be able to trade with us 2 times every single week for the next 6 months. And on top of that, I'm going to make some guarantees to you, because we're so confident in what we do. I'm going to tell you that there's, stick with me, I'm going to tell you about it now. We're going to basically put our money where our mouth is. We're going to show you that you can generate a substantial amount of money in this business, or you're going to pay us absolutely nothing. Now, before I go into the details, I just want to let you know that we have thousands of students that have taken this course, thousands of students that have generated amazing amounts of income using this exact momentum course, that are doing it consistently. In fact, I just got a text from a student about a week ago. It was actually on one of our Facebook pages. The student said he made 10,000 pips. Now, he must have been trading like 9 different currency pairs, but he made 10,000 pips in November with the momentum course. 10,000 pips in 1 month? On a standard lot, that's $100,000. Yes, there are people who do that. But Samson, look at this, 2,437 pips in a week. All right, what about Jason? 541 pips this week. 3,100 pips for the month. These are results straight from this course. I want you to understand this is straight from the Momentum Breakout course that you guys are going to have access to. I want you to think about this. I want you to look at this. This is the euro dollar, pound New Zealand, dollar yen, CAD yen, and pound CAD. What do you not see on here? You don't see the euro CAD and the pound yen, do you? So now add the performance of the euro CAD and the pound yen, the 30,000 plus pips that we got there, to this performance, and you're up 9,000 pips since September. This is the results. We have students that are changing their lives. Here's the average month on these 6 currency pairs. The average month is 1,372 pips. Now, here's your expectations. Your expectations should be to generate income with this. If you can make 1,372 pips consistently on a monthly basis, and all of you can do it because it's never been easier or more straightforward, then I'm telling you right now, all of your financial goals, your worries, your dreams, your aspirations, they're all taken care of. Because 1,372 pips on a standard lot is $13,000. Even on a mini lot, that's $1,300. That helps you supplement your income, and it also helps you start compounding your account and growing it. Now, I want to go into the details of what you're going to get when you decide to come on board with us, when you decide that you want our software, you want to learn from us, you want to trade with us. Here's what you're going to get. We're going to give you the live class. This class is normally, I gotta tell you, normally this class is not offered to non-Market Trader Institute students. This class historically has been completely exclusive to Market Trader Institute students. Now, this is the first week we've ever allowed non-students to be a part of this. This is the first week ever. And we're not going to do this again for 6 more months. This is it. We all opened 50 seats. On Monday, we launched this to non-Market Trading Institute students. We opened up 50 available spots. We have 11 spots left. That's it. By the end of this week, those are going to be done. We have 11 spots in the class for December 19th, for next week. Now, when you decide to go into this class, if you decide to go into this class, it's completely up to you, then you're going to get access to everything we talked about today. You're going to get access to the ultimate charts, which means I'm going to be able to share my charts with you. I'm going to be able to push these out to you. You're going to be able to see exactly what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, why I'm doing it. You're going to get access to all of the momentum breakout indicators, which includes the Fibonacci's, which includes the momentum, the micro price detector, all of the strategies. But this, I didn't actually even go into the details of this. This actually comes with 3 separate strategies. There's an income generating strategy, and then there's also a wealth producing strategy, and then a combo strategy. And I didn't have time to go into that. But on top of all of this, what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 live sessions with you every single week. And this is where we're going to, for 2 hours, 2 times a week, we're going to give you our exact entries, our exact stops, our limits. We're going to tell you exactly where to go, what to do. And if all you do is follow along with us, if that's all you do, I'm telling you, you're going to generate a substantial amount of income. Now, here's the details. If you went online to markettraderinstitute.com, if you went online and tried to buy this, the Momentum Breakout course, the Ultimate Charts for 2 months, with, by the way, you stick with me, I'm going to give you a couple bonuses here. In the live trading sessions, if you went out there and did this and bought all this retail, it would cost you $24.95, which is worth every single penny of it, because the fact of the matter is that in 2 currency pairs, it generated over 3,000 pips. That's $3,000 on a mini lot. So yes, it's worth it. But I came here to really empower people. I came here honestly with a goal. We have 11 seats available. Well, we have 11 seats left for this this launch this week for the class that's starting next week, and then we're not going to do this again for 6 months. And I came to this group right here to get these 11 seats taken. I want you guys to be a part of this, and I want to have every excuse you may come up with. I don't really care what the excuse is. But I do know that you guys want to make money. And so what I did is I went to the executives and I said, listen, I want to put together a deal that is going to be irresistible. I want to put together a deal for these guys, for the investor inspiration group, that's going to be irresistible, that's going to make them have to try this because they have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So what I did is I talked the executives in to let me offer this for a $1,000 discount today. And now this is exclusive only for 11 students. After the 11, that's fine. You can get into the next class. The next class will be in about 6 months. You'll have to go on a waiting list. Now here's what I want to say. This is worth every single penny of this $1,495, every penny of it. But I'm going to make this even better. In fact, I'm going to put this over the top. Now remember, I went to the executives and I said, listen, we've got 11 seats. I want to make sure that these 11 seats are taken by students that are very passionate, that want to change their financial future, that want to do amazing things, and I want to make some guarantees to them. So here's what I'm going to do for you. If you decide to go forward with us, if you decide to be on my team, Team Momentum, Team Market Traders Institute, here's what we're going to do, and this, nobody does this. Nobody. I guarantee you, you didn't hear anybody else today talk about a guarantee, because nobody in this business gives guarantees. You'd be crazy to give guarantees because you never know what the market's going to do. You'd be crazy to give guarantees unless you know very certain that you're going to generate money like we do. We're very, very good at what we do. We have access to the greatest tools. You are now going to get access to those. This Momentum Breakout course is access to a professional level, done for you type of strategy. And here's how I'm going to put it over the top. When you type in your phone number right now with the word me, What you're going to do is that basically says that you want to potentially be one of those 11 students, you want to secure one of those 11 seats. When you type in your phone number with the word me, I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to guarantee you, I am going to guarantee that you will see 400 pips. That's $4,000 worth of opportunities generated by us over the next 60 days, or you pay us absolutely nothing. You get 100% of your money back. Now, I want you to think about what we're doing here. We're literally letting you consume all of our education. We're letting you take our, basically drive the Rolls Royce around. We'll even fill the Rolls Royce up with gas for you. And guess what? If at the end of that 60 days, you drive it around, and at the end of that, guess what? You decide that you didn't see the opportunities, boom, you pay us nothing. I am telling you, this is the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Nobody does this in the business because you'd be crazy to do it. And the reason why we do it is because we're really darn good at what we do. And what we want to do is we want to prove to you that you can be really darn good at this, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time, energy, or effort, as long as you do it around us, as long as you do it with us. But I'm going to make this even better, all right? And there's not much I could do that's better than the guarantee, because that's like literally, that's like a no-brainer. You have nothing to lose with the guarantee, but I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to go one step further, okay? The one step further is this. When you type in your phone number with the word me, you have a conversation with our education specialist. You'll be assigned to an education specialist. They'll talk with you. They're a trading coach. Their job is to help you, guide you, and help you become successful. They're your advocate. They work with me. They're part of my team. But when you type in your phone number with the word me, I'm going to extend your charts. You're going to now get the charts, everything that I do, you're going to actually get access to my exact workspaces. My exact workspaces for 6 full months. And by the way, I didn't have time to go into it, but I'm telling you, you want my workspaces, because here's the deal. I share my workspaces with students every single day, and I've got trades right now that within the next 2 to 3 weeks should generate thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pips. You're going to have access to those. I also give commentary almost on a daily basis of what's going on things like the Fed interest rate. You get access to all of this on top of the momentum strategy that's basically plug and play. And I'm going to give you access to all of that for 6 full months. That's a $1,500 value by itself for free. Here's the one thing, when I told the executives I wanted to do this, this is where they almost lost their mind. And this is where they almost basically almost fell over in their chair, and they said, whoa, Tyson, come on, man. So I had to really convince them of this. And I said, listen, we have 11 spots, 11. I want these 11 students to be raving fans of ours, because our most successful students, they're raving fans of ours, and that's how we grow our business. So I said, here's the deal. Let's put this over the top. Anybody that types in their phone number with the word me, that decides to go forward with this, decides to have a conversation, and lets us work out the details as far as the financing goes, because money's not an issue. We'll work it out with you. We're going to let you trade with us, not just for 2 months or a month. We're going to let you trade with us live, 2 times every single week, 2 hours every day, not in stuff like this, but live sessions, actual live sessions with entry, stops, limits, live, fast, dedicated trading sessions for 6 full months every single week, 2 hours every day, or every single week. Now, if you think about that, the cost of that by itself is a $3,000 value. Why? Because every time you spend around us, we're gonna do everything we can to generate money, because we're all full-time traders. This is what we do to generate our income. So when you type in your phone number with the word me, you are now going to be a part of our team. It is now our job, our responsibility to help you generate that income. And this all starts tomorrow. This all starts like fast, because you get access to the archive classes, you get access to the systems, and you get access to the trading sessions that start tomorrow. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to understand that if you go online, you break all this down with all the bonuses, with all the guarantees, with all of that, all right? When you break all this down, you would go out, if you paid for this, you can't get, by the way, you can't get like the guarantees, you can't even buy that. There's stuff that you can't even buy in here. You can't buy the live sessions. But if you did go out and buy this, if you could, it'd be about a $7,000 deal. But here's the deal. I am not here for people to say, oh, geez, shoulda, coulda, woulda, wish I could go into it. Because what I know is that's going to happen is those students, if you decide not to go into this, you're going to be in a webinar in another 6 months. We're going to be around. We're going to be talking about how well this strategy did, and you're going to kick yourself saying, geez, I remember them talking about that 6 months ago. I should have done it because it's up thousands and thousands of pips. So I don't want that to happen. So what I've done is I've decided that I'm going to lump all of this together, and instead of paying $7,000, it's a one-time payment of $1,495. And here's how I'm going to make it really simple. Because I know money doesn't grow on trees. And I know that some of you might be thinking, well, geez, I don't have $1,495. That's okay. It's all right. That's absolutely okay. But what you don't have is and what's more important is you making a decision, because you don't have the time to waste, because the markets are presenting opportunities. Opportunities that are going to be there, but right now we're in such a sweet spot with the election that just happened, with the Fed interest rate increase, with the inauguration coming up, with what's going on overseas, with everything that's happening with Brexit. I am telling you, the money-making opportunities are ample. In fact, this is like a perfect storm for currency traders, and the money that's going to be made over the next 2 to 3 months is going to be huge. And I want all of you to be on my team. So here's how I'm going to make it a very easy, simple, no-brainer for you. Right now, when you type in your phone number with the word me, we're going to make this very simple. I'm going to give you my guarantee. So I'm going to tell you flat out, when you go forward with this, you're going to generate, we're going to help you, you're going to see 400 pips worth of opportunities in the markets. That's $4,000. Now think about that. If you don't see $4,000 of opportunities in the next 2 months, get your money back. That means if all you do is take our trades that we give you over the next 2 months and you generate 400 pips or $4,000, that means that you just paid for the class multiple times over. But if you don't see that, then get your money back. Then get all your money back. There's nothing to lose. But if you can't do the full payment up front, if you can't do the $1,495 up front, that's okay. We don't want anybody, I don't want anybody in here to have money be the excuse of the reason you can't do this. You got to start someplace. And if you don't have the money that you want right now, then you have to change the things you're doing. I mean that. And because I know that, I want to give you a way to get into this for a small down payment. We're willing to work with you. We're willing to work out the payment plan, the structure, but there's not one person in here that I want to leave this room without at least expressing an interest. So I have 11 seats available, and after these 11 are gone, it's done. There's no more. Until, well, no more for another 6 months. So I want to encourage everybody. If you're still here, and we've got 92 people here, so if you're still here, I want you to type in your phone number right now. I want you to express, I want you to show that, you know what, hey, I want to see what I can do to be one of those 11. If you type in your phone number, you're going to be in a trading session with us starting tomorrow. You're going to get access to download the strategies, download the platforms, and get this up and going on a demo account right away. You're going to be able to put us to the test right away. And so if I were in your shoes, I would do this. I would type in my phone number and I would say, okay, I'm going to put you guys to the test. And you know what? If for some reason, and I would talk to my education specialist, I would say if for some reason I'm not satisfied, if I don't see the opportunities, and I would be very clear with my education specialist, I would say, I'm going to get my money back. I'm going to ask for my money back if I'm not satisfied. And guess what they're going to say? They're going to say, absolutely. We agree. So here's what I want you to do. I want you, if you have a desire, and if you're still here, you obviously have some type of desire, I want you to type in your phone number with the word me. And understand that when you do, it doesn't mean we're swiping your credit card. It means that you're expressing interest. It means that you are showing that, you know what, Tyson said if there's a will, there's a way. Maybe there's a way we can work this out. So I do want to thank those, and remember, we only have 11 spots. I want to thank those that have typed in their phone number with the word me. Khalid, thank you. I've got your phone number. Harith, I see that what you typed in there. If you want to go ahead and type in your phone number there, we'll reach out to you. We'll give you all the details on that. If you're wondering about payment structures, payment plans, one thing I say all the time to my students, and I say this to my most successful students, and my most successful students get this, but one thing I say to them all the time is, when it comes to education and advancing your education and getting access to tools that you need to have, right? When it comes to that, Please hear me when I say this. Traders need to stop tripping over the pennies that are in their way. Right? My wife has a tendency to trip over pennies. She's like a penny pincher. And it's like, come on, are you kidding me? I mean, look at the lifestyle with it. Just what are you doing? You got to stop tripping over the pennies that are in your way and in front of you, because guess what you're doing? You're in pursuit of dollars and tens of dollars, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. Don't focus on the pennies. And I'm telling you, I promise you, this right here is pennies when it's all said and done. And what I do is I want to challenge you to challenge me. I want to challenge you to type in your phone number right now. And when you do, I'm going to accept the challenge. And now you're basically saying, Tyson, I'm going to put you to the test. And you know what? I'm going to see if you are everything you say you are. I'm going to see if you guys can actually generate the income. Because if we can, I want you to think about this. If we are who we say we are, which we are, your life may never look the same financially ever again. This may be the catalyst that changes everything for you. And if it's not, then get your money back. It's very simple. It's a very simple proposition. It's really nothing to lose. So again, hurry, thank you. I've got your phone number. Jeff, thank you. We've got 11 spots. Now these will go, whether it's right now in this group or whether it's tomorrow, these will go. And we sell out every class, and I'm confident we're going to sell this out. Now, we do have a couple people in here that have expressed and said, listen, I know I want to be a part of this. This is something I for sure want to do, so I want to share this link with you. This is a link. If you say, listen, I want to jump right to the front of the line right now. I want to jump to the front of the line. Give me a second. I want to make sure I send this out again. I want to jump to the front of the line right now. If you know you want to do that, you know you want to secure one of these 11 seats. We launched this with 50 seats. You'll see this right here. First 50 people. It's not 50 people anymore. It's 11. There's 11 seats left. And registration, whether those 11 seats go or not, registration will close at the end of this week, and the class is next week. When you type in your phone number, you're going to have a conversation with us. We're going to tell you the details about the ultimate charts, about the trading sessions, about all the tools, all the momentum classes, the guarantee. It's all right here. You can take snapshots of it. You've got my word. But if you know you want to jump in front of the line, you fill out the information, you hit submit, and now you're a part of the team. And now that's just like going to the Rolls-Royce dealership and saying, listen, I want to buy a Rolls-Royce, maybe, but I want to test drive it for a while. You put a small down payment, you test drive it, you beat it up a little bit, you see what it can do, and then you have a choice of whether you want to give that Rolls-Royce back or not, or whether you want to buy it at the end of those 60 days. It's a no-brainer. You came here, and I'm going to end on this. Because really, it really shouldn't be sold. I'm going to end on this, though. You guys are in this room for a reason. I don't know what that reason is. I have no clue. But you came here for a reason. Okay, so I'm going to say this with a kind heart, but I'm going to say it because I've been around the block, and hopefully nobody's offended by this. All right. I know a lot of really, really successful traders. And I assume all of you want to be really successful traders. You want to be amongst the group of really successful traders, and I know all of you can be. But I do have to say this as I end. I know very few, I'm talking a fraction of very successful traders, really successful traders, come to these webinars. Now again, I don't say that to offend you. I don't say that to have you be offended. I say that because I want you to stop coming to these type of webinars and start coming to the live trading webinars so we can actually make real money with you. So you can actually gain a skill to become one of those super successful traders like I work with every single day. And so I'm going to challenge you. You're here for a reason. You're here because you got an email, you thought you could make money in the markets, you had a desire to do this. I'm telling you, it's staring you in the face right now. The opportunity is right here. Now, it'll come around again in about 6 months. That's fine. But it's right here, right now, and we will work with you. We will work with you, and we will do all we can to help you be a part of this team. If you type your phone number in with the word me, it doesn't mean you're automatically signing up. It means you're going to have a conversation with us, and we're going to try to work this out. And if you come to the conclusion we can't work it out, it doesn't work for you, that's okay. We part as friends. But at least you know. But I would not let me shut this down. I wouldn't shut this down and let me exit out of this webinar without at least typing my number in with the word me and at least expressing some interest and saying, you know what? I want to see what I could do. I want to see what they could do. These guys are throwing out some big numbers, saying they're going to do really big things, do amazing things. Put us to the test. You have nothing to lose and possibly everything to gain. So again, I want to thank those that have typed in their number, and I want to encourage the others to type in your number too. Have a conversation with us. See what we can do. But hurry, thank you. I've got your phone number. Thank you for that. We'll have your education specialist reach out to you. Again, if you know you want to go into it, go into that link, sign up. We'll reach out to you. We'll give you all the details. You'll be in the sessions tomorrow, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. Jeff, thank you. I've got your phone number. Khalid, thank you. I've got your phone number. Thank you for that. Aaron and Jeff, thank you. I've got your phone numbers also with the word me. Jamie, thank you. I've got your phone number. Eric, thank you. I've got your phone number with the word me. Mary Beth, thank you. I've got your phone number with the word me. All right, everybody. Hey, listen, I'm going to end here. I'm going to end right here. I'm going to keep this open for a few more minutes. If you haven't yet, I would really encourage you to type your number in with the word me. I would much rather see you guys in our client webinars where people are making a lot of money rather than these type of webinars. Nothing against these webinars. I love these webinars. But I want you guys to start making a lot of money. Now, if you're not making a lot of money, here's your opportunity. Okay? On that note, everybody, I'll keep this open for a few more minutes. Type in your number with the word me. We'll get you into the program. We'll get you the charts and get you rocking and rolling. Everybody have a great night, and we'll talk to you really soon. Thanks.